should a woman or should this woman close her business? Now, I noticed this particular content creator, somebody sent this video over to me and she got a significant amount of followers, but I always like to give credit over to the content creators before I review their video. So I like to look at it authentically. I do not want to review the video without you guys because I want to react to it in real time. And so whether I agree or disagree, her name is Angela Jasmina. Angela Jasmina, she has 267,000 subscribers. So she out here killing the game when it comes to her content creation. I'm not sure how much she uploads or what her upload schedule is or what her following is, but her name is Angelina Jasmina. And the question that she's asking is, should she close her business or start over because it's bad out here in these streets? All right. So first of all, I want to say that shout out to the business owners and shout out to the people that actually take a risk and put their money into themselves or their own businesses in order to open up something that other people could not or would not put their money up for. Because when you put your own money up, you just got to be congratulated. And when you hiring people or you trying to run a business, it is very hard. I mean, it is incredibly hard, especially for people that is not necessarily familiar or they doing it for the first time. And I don't know what her history is. I've never followed her. I don't know who she is. But I definitely want to react to this and I want to give my thoughts and see if we can mine out something of value and then also give her more visibility or maybe even some support depending on what she's doing. All right, so make sure that y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get it.
Good morning, happy Friday. It's Friday for me, y'all. It's probably Monday. Happy Monday to
Look
y'all.
like she married.
We are at Dunkin' waiting for my coffee. Get a medium iced caramel latte with 1 extra pump of caramel. Keenan has now hopped on board. I didn't know I had a cut in my eyebrow. That's the hot pink. And made it to the warehouse, have my coffee. I need to upload the video.
So she has a separate location. She's not working out of her home. She actually has a warehouse or a location that she's running her business in.
That'll go up today.
What is that on the wall? Is that blood? Is that coffee? Is that a drink?
Business vlog. I don't know the name of it yet. It's gonna be like this one. And so I need to upload that. The white ruffle gown should be restocking today. The hot pink and lavender gown should be restocking. The camel gowns as well. Don't quote me on that. It's 8 boxes. Should be here today, but you never know till they get here. So y'all see in this video if they show up right now. And then after that, I need to make a TikTok. And that's my early schedule for the day. So let me get this video uploaded to YouTube. Go ahead and post the video. Ow! I started recording the TikTok. Got first like 6 seconds done. And then I'm gonna go embroider this order. She ordered 4 Ruffle Bum Bubbles personalized with names. Thank you so much, Michelle. And yes, publish this. And then we'll get to finishing the TikTok and recording the video. Guys, look, Keenan made his first design all by himself, his first kid's design. Like designed it, colors and all. Did a good job. Just placed it a little bit low, but we'll just fold it for the picture and it'll look great. So, A-. Let me finish recording this TikTok. Listen, we ain't gonna talk about the mess, okay? No talking.
So it looked like she's invested a significant amount of money into her business, right? And somebody in the chat said that she does kids' clothes. Keita, you said that you used to follow her. Why'd you stop following her? I'm interested in why you used to follow her. Or maybe you still follow her, you just haven't necessarily tapped into your content. Let me say a couple different things, just assessing this whole situation right away. So I'm not sure if that's her husband or not that's working in the background. Like I said, it looks like she's invested a significant amount of money. And there's some costs that's associated with it because A, if you got employees, you got to pay their employees regardless of whether or not you're bringing in revenue. B, you got to continue to market your products. C, you got to pay the rent for the warehouse. You got to keep the lights on. And then D, she also looks like she has another job in creating content. And all of her content is custom, meaning that she's going through and she's editing out every single cut. She's recording, she's setting up the camera, she's uploading the video. And so whatever she's doing, she got to be doing it. She got to be putting at least 10, 12, 13, 14, 15-hour days. Every day. Every day. No weekends off. At least 12 to 14-hour days every single day. And I see one problem with the business. It looks like the fact that she's... Now, okay, let me talk about the benefit. The fact that she has a large following and more visibility as of recording this video, she has over 267,000 subscribers. helps for her to be able to promote the business. And so that's the marketing strategy. You can leverage the visibility that you have on social media in order to get the word out that other people that starting businesses in general, they don't have that caveat. They don't have that up. So I'm assuming that that's where a large amount of her sales come from, is social media marketing, TikTok, YouTube, so on and so forth, right? The other side of it is custom. Doing every single thing custom and not being able to duplicate it in order to A, cut costs, and B, you don't get no days off because you automatically got to make sure that every single order is fulfilled according to whatever the custom. And I don't know if she does only custom or all custom, or she sells, one product a whole lot of times, but having that custom service and having to do that every single day is insane. It's hard to scale that. You can't scale it. One of the things that I recognize being in the restaurant business, specifically, one of my restaurants that I had open, my first restaurant that I had open, had largely been selling soul food. But when I started getting into the business and I realized how difficult it was to be able to duplicate the process, because the goal initially, when I was building it with my father, was to open up multiple different stores and then eventually maybe franchise it out. But then I realized, wait a minute, there are no franchises with regard to soul food. Why? Because it's so difficult, because everything is custom to the area that you in. Everybody had it differently. Yo mama did it different from they mama. This mama used more salt. This mama used 3 cheeses. And so everybody's taste buds is different. And so it is a very difficult business, that business in particular, to be able to scale, especially when you're bringing it to different markets, or, they do it different down south, or they do it different up north and all of that. And so everybody's had it different. Even white people love soul food, but they have it different than what it is that they had inside of your crib, right? And so when you start to talk about customization, when you open up a business, you always want to think scale. How can I make it easier for myself to continue to run this business effectively, while at the same time being able to grow the business from a profitability perspective, while keeping costs minimal, Let me continue to see what she got going on.
About the mess. I just tried recording this TikTok so I can go work. I mean, this isn't work. Like trying to get, I have 2 block shirts that I have to ship today. Michelle placed an order yesterday. I really would like to make a TikTok about that. I'm gonna try. But it's so messy. Okay, blue's not on that one. Green on the other. Julio. Backing holders. 12 to 18 months, I'm gonna use a 7.25 inch mighty hoop, 5.5 inch mighty hoop for 3 to 6 months. Code Kids Custom for free shipping. All right, let's make this tickety talkety.
Make sure y'all support her business. All right, I don't want to do all of the music. Let me see if I can get towards the core, what she got going on. She working. A lot of people don't think that you work your business. It ain't just throwing money in something and that's the end of the conversation. You work.
And 6 to 12 ruffle bone. We don't have that many 2T.
Cutting boxes, getting deliveries, doing custom orders and all of that stuff, man. I want to see her sentiment. I want to see where she's talking about the business itself.
Order. Just keep getting bad news after bad news after bad news. It's 1 o'clock. Gotta pull these blank orders. It's not many. So those who ordered, thank you. For the last year, really, business has been bad. But the last 3 months, literally, it's so bad. And never thought I'd get to this point. Just feel like I've tried everything. We've ran crazy sales for the Lang Suite. Sold embroidered stuff as cheap as we can to try to get sales in, just anything. So we're trying to do the pre-order to try to get money now for the products. It's just frustrating when you've literally tried everything and it just feels like everything that I've done so far for the last 8 years is just disappearing.
A lot of people don't understand how difficult it is. And I know it's a lot of people that also say, oh man, I'm gonna just start my own business or whatever. I can't wait to work for myself instead of working for somebody else. Yeah, okay. Okay, until you get into it. And guess what? That rent still due for that facility. The machines still need maintenance. Employees still got to get paid. You basically on a hamster wheel. And so at some point, I think that most entrepreneurs in a first business endeavor, now I'm not sure if this is our first in general, but for the most part, most entrepreneurs come to a crossroads where they have to make a decision. Even if you're profitable, are you profitable enough for it to make sense for you to continue with the business? Because could you be allocating your time towards something that's actually more fruitful from a financial perspective? It's not always good to just own your business. And maybe you did well one year, or maybe it was going really well on one year and then you had to scale back, or it had to be a whole nother conversation another year. And I got so much love and respect for entrepreneurs because I know what you're feeling. I know what you feel. I know what you go through. We are all serial entrepreneurs in a way, and we all continue to mine out and figure out what makes sense and what don't make sense. But it's hard. It got to be hard, and I feel her pain. I actually got a lot of love and support for her.
Like the amount of pressure. Obviously, our family's bills, the whole family relies on this income, obviously. But then there's other two families also, or two employees. I'm just like in shock because I feel like I've done so much, contributed so much, and like people. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. Literally tried so much, but now it's to the point, it's just, we have a year and a half left on the lease. We don't even have the finances to get to next month.
One of the things that I mentor entrepreneurs on as far as negotiating leases is that you need to do an escalating lease, especially when you get into warehouses, especially when you get into brick and mortar. And what an escalating lease is, and I shouldn't even be telling y'all this because this is the type of game that we give inside of the Patreon. So make sure you get a coaching call, Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com, and make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. One of the things that I negotiate or that I negotiate whenever you're going into a brick and mortar space is you want to do an escalating lease. An escalating lease is they're going to want you to sign on for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever, right? Which means that you're on the hook and they can come back and sue you if you break that lease early. Now, the business itself may be going bad, but you can minimize the impact and get out of that lease earlier than possible, or earlier if the business goes bad, but it gives you the option to be able to renew at the same price as if it's going good. So let's say, for example, I sign a 10-year lease, right? And I say, listen, I'll guarantee the first 2 years. But what if I build up the business and it starts thriving and then everything around me starts booming too? I don't want you to come back to me and say, well, Anton, you only signed on for 2 years. I want to have the lease go up or escalate because you're doing really well. And then all of these businesses around you is thriving. So the price of the brick is moving up as a business owner. So you can't come back to me because I got a 10-year lease. Now, how do I prevent myself from being on the hook for that 10-year lease? Well, the escalating lease is you guarantee for 2, but then you give yourself an option to renew at a greater price every single year. So for example, let's say you wanted $5,000 a month for this particular spot. I say, no, because that's empty over there and that's empty over there. And if I lease this, I'm going to bring you more business because, you know what I'm saying, I'm bringing more foot traffic and all of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do $3,000 a year the first 2 years. The next year after that, I'll pay you $3,500. Next year after that, I'll pay you $3,700. Next year after that, I'll pay you $4,000. Next year after that, but I want the option to renew. So if it goes bad, then I can basically get up out of here. But at the same time, you get a guaranteed 2 years with the option for the next 10 years if everything is going well. And then I guarantee you I'll do more business with you at the other places because I'm thinking about opening up some other locations. So when you having these conversations with these landlords, or you're having conversations with people with these brick and mortar locations and you're looking to step out, right? Make sure that you still protect yourself because a lot of times we're so ignorant because we don't know. You don't have the information. You've never got a coaching call. You don't know what mentorship looks like. You've never tapped into people that know how to do it. And so you got a lot of people that say, and they give you this bad game and they say, well, you know what? I'm going to open up my own business. I'm going to just go sign a lease. You don't even know what the market rate is for that particular location. You don't know what they're charging per square foot. You don't know what the development cost is. Don't you know that while you're developing the location, that you can actually negotiate for not paying rent until the location is already launched, and you can give yourself an extra 3 months in order to build up the capital in order to sustain the business? But because you don't know that, or because you never tapped in and got mentorship, you just winging it. And I'm not talking about her in particular, but I'm giving you game on how it is that you can go about looking at everything from a business perspective and leveraging information from people that know better than you, because I had to tap in and learn it from other people that knew better than me. I had mentorships. I paid a whole lot of money to gain this information. And so now I'm giving it to you. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. This is why we got the biggest army in the nation. This is why the Bag Chasers is the biggest army out here, because the value that we bring and we give to each other, including in the Discord. Make sure y'all tap into the Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description of any of the most recent videos inside of the Patreon. This is why we almost 7,500 members strong inside of the Bag Chasers. That's a fact, though. That's not pretend. That's a fact, though. This is why we over 7,500 members strong. Shout out to the new Chasers. This is why we over 7,500 members strong inside of the Chasers. That's a fact, though, because the value that we bring, whether it's from a business, whether it's professionally, whether you interviewing for another job, whether you running up a bag, is priceless. Is worth $15. Some of y'all got it for $9 and y'all locked in for life. Now we doing Stock Club. We've been doing that since the beginning of the year in order to be able to leverage your assets to make more money over a period of time. The greatest group that you can get in is the Chasers. That's a fact. But let me continue to hear what she got to say, and then we're going to wrap this up because we got to jump into a meeting at 9:30.
And I just kept hoping that like something would pick up. But that's the problem when your business relies on social media. Because right now, like, YouTube videos are not getting viewed at all. TikTok videos are not getting viewed. Instagram videos are not getting viewed. So without those things, you can't get new customers.
She depended on winning basically the algorithm in order for her to sustain her business. That's not a good business practice.
Customers tried email marketing. We tried so much and nothing seems to be working. And I know like the economy is garbage right now. Like our sales would be for a company that just started like yesterday. That's how bad our sales have been. And
listen, let me give her a round of applause for being transparent. I also want to acknowledge the fact that it takes a lot of guts and a lot of courage to actually tell people that you're going through something and to being honest about what it is that's happening in your business.
I'm just in shock. I guess I've been in denial for so long because I just know like every time if I just work hard at it, it works. If I just don't give up, it works. I stay up, I list things, I make things, I come up with things, and it's just like, it doesn't get seen, so it doesn't sell. That's the issue of selling on like other platforms, because I have no control over whether Etsy shows my items. Only I control is my own website, and it's like nothing. It's nothing. I don't even know how to get out of a lease. I don't know. But with the good, I show y'all the good, and I show you the bad. It's bad. Let me get these orders shipped. Very great.
Not for the weak. Capitalism is not for the weak. A lot of people always talking about starting businesses, but very few people actually show you and tell you the other side of it. I got so much respect for this woman.
For these orders. Thank you guys. All right, these are the orders. Just finished pulling them. Again, thank you guys so much for your orders. I'm going to go ahead and get them packaged.
Shout out to her. Again, let me give her a highlight. Angela Jasmina. If you go and you like the video and you appreciate what it is that she does, and you like her platform, and you find her as a result of rocking with me, let her know that I sent you. Dope content creator. I have a lot of respect for the transparency, and I always want to give credit where credit is due. So shout out to her. I hope her business goes well, and I hope she gets the information she needs in order to be successful. One of the things I would do is I would absolutely call the landlord, and I would be like, hey, it's rough out here, so on and so forth. This is what we need to do. I would move that business back into my crib, wherever it is that y'all said that she started from, and I will run it up from there. All right? So shout out to her. I hope she does well, and I hope that life changes for her as far as in a positive way and her business actually thrives. Sometimes it's time to walk away too.